Okay, we are going to go ahead and we're going to work on the Floor Plan 2 project, the Southfield project. And you should have that in front of you. It's actually it's a floor plan, and it's essentially 42 feet by 34 feet. I'm going to go ahead and show you how you're going to start this project, okay? So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and go to the red letter A up here, and this is the application menu, and I'm going to go to New. And then it's going to prompt me for a template. Now the template that I have, I've saved out to my desktop, and I'm going to use this right here, which is Floor Plan 2 Southfield. I'm going to open it. And when I do that, this is going to have all of the information I need to go ahead and make this particular drawing. So we're going to go over a few basics right now. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to change my layer to the A walls layer. And what I want to do is I want to start to draw my particular item right now. I'm going to start with the exterior wall, and I'm going to go ahead and start there. So I'm going to start here and go along the top. I go ahead and pull it along here, and the length is 42 feet. So I have 42 feet, and then I'm going to go down this way, 34 feet. And then I'm going to go over to the left, and that is going to be 14 feet. I'm going to go up in this direction, and that is going to be 6'3". You go up that there, so 6'3". Then we go over this direction right here, and that's going to have to be whatever that comes out to here. So I'm going to go ahead and touch this so I can get the tracking. And go ahead and click there. Now once I have that, I start to pull it down, and the distance that I have to go right here is going to be what, 6 feet? It's 14'11". 16'11", 17'5" to get to that point. So 17 feet 5, I think, is what we need there. And then we go out this direction right here, and that's going to go out 2 feet just to get my chimney. And then I go down this way 4'8" and 4'8", boom, and then back 2 feet. And it should meet up perfectly if I got it right, and it looks like I did. So I got that, and now what I want to do is, now that I have that drawn, I drew it in lines, so I'm going to turn it into a polyline by just grabbing it all and typing in J. And once I do that, it is now a polyline, okay? So J joins it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset that 5 inches. So I'm going to offset it 5. I'm going to go ahead and click here, and I'm going to offset there. And now we have that going. So essentially, that is how we go ahead and start this project. Okay, so now we've got the basics of our project right now. And what you want to do as you're moving along here is check your dimensions. So I'm going to go to my dimensions and verify that I am where they should be. So I'm going to go to here and make sure that this is 42 feet and 0 inches, and it is. And I'm going to do the same thing over on the right and make sure that that's 34 over here. So I'm going to click there and pull it on over, and it is 34 feet and 0 inches, and so forth. So we're good to go right now. And then the next thing I want to do, once I have that, is I want to begin to continue to put in my lines. Okay, so what I see is that my line that kind of separates my family room from my study is 15 feet and 1 inch from the back wall. So if I go back to my wall layer, which I will do, A walls, and I'm going to go start my line command. I'm going to start it right here. I'm going to go 15 feet 1. So I'm going to type in 15 feet 1, boom. And then I go in this direction over here, and that's going to go over 20 feet 7. 20 feet 7, all these dimensions are right there. Okay, and then I am at a good place to park, and then I could go ahead and pull this out 3'10" and 3'10", boom. And then from there I could actually go over the next dimension. So right now I've got that there, and then I could go ahead and just let this hang out in space, or I could try and figure out what else it is. You know, right now I'm not really sure, so I'm just going to leave it right there. So that gets me to that location right there. So we're in a good spot. And then what I want to do is I want to offset that line, so I actually have a 4-inch wall, because the interior walls are all 4 inches. I'm going to go here and offset it there. And let me check my dimensions again, make sure that I am where I should be. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a dimension from here to here, make sure that's right. And that's good, 15'1", and it kind of got stuck into there, so I want to move that out. If I can move it out, and I can. And then I want to put a measurement on this other entity here, make sure that it's where it should be. So go to here, and then we go to there, 20 feet 7. So we're good to go there. So now that's all good, and then we could go ahead and continue on with the rest of the drawing. It's all pretty much operates the same way. And so everything's just going to be kind of built sequentially on itself. Now, one thing that I did include in this drawing is there are some blocks, okay? So there is, for instance, there's a 3-foot window block, and I made a 3-foot window block that goes in here. And the 3-foot window block is actually centered at 3 feet 2 inches from the top left corner. So what I could do is I could just draw a line there just to give myself something to align it with. So I'm going to do that just to kind of like get myself oriented. So I'm going to say 3 foot 2, and that's going to be right there. And then I'm going to insert my window. So I'll go to the Windows layer, and I'm going to go to Insert, a block. And the block I want to insert is called Window. I've got Window. And I go ahead and grab it here, and it's actually going from kind of a location like that. And so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate it, get it in position there, and then that snaps into position. Now at that point, I could go ahead and move it by clicking on it. And then what I want to do is I want to grab the midpoint as best I can of this, and that would snap to that midpoint. And boom, we're good to go there. And then if that really is where it's supposed to be, I should be able to measure it, and that will be dimension is going to be there. By the way, your other windows you're going to have to draw. I only made one block here, so that just kind of gets us started. But that's how that'd be. And what we got, 3 foot 1.5. Okay, so did I miss something? Not sure, but it's 3 foot 1.5. I actually want it to be 3 foot 2, so I got to move it down 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go move it, and we're going to move it. And if that really is the half, let's see if that really is. Did I get the? All right, let's see. Did I get the midpoint, or did I miss it? Let's see here, because I could have just missed the midpoint. Well, it looks like that is the midpoint. Yeah, if that's the midpoint, then we are there. Okay, so if that is the case, and let me measure my window, make sure that it truly is 3 feet. So I'm going to go from here down to here, and I'm going to measure that, and it is 3 feet, so I need to move down 1/2 inch. So I'm going to move this down 1/2 inch. Click it here, and then right click and go down here, 0.5. All right, now I've got 3 foot 2. So not sure what went wrong there, but I was able to fix it. So the biggest thing is just keep on checking your dimensions as you go along. And then the other thing I did want to show you is there is some content out here. There's actually a few different blocks. And so you see in the center of your drawing, you've got a toilet and you've got some other information. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to move this onto the, I'm going to go move to the A plumbing layer. And I'm going to insert these. I'm going to go to Insert, and let's see what I got. I got a sink right here, like an oval sink, and I've got a toilet here. So if I go to toilet and drop this into my drawing, once I click it, I can just go ahead and leave it there. And you'll notice this particular block is a dynamic block, and I can click on the down arrow and get a different view, and that's an elongated view. And I can rotate in whatever orientation that I want it to be. And you'll notice that it came in that cyan color because of the layer. And then the other content that you'd want to go ahead and put in here is actually the sink top. And I'll go ahead and just drop that there. And you just go ahead, and as far as that goes, you would go ahead and you would put in, you go ahead and surround that just with a line on the Casework layer. And there is a layer, I believe, called Casework. Yeah, Casework right there. You'd make a layer on there called Casework. And I'm not sure about the shower here. Let me see about the shower. I'm not sure if that's actually here. I might have to just draw it. Let's see here. Do I need to draw the shower? Looks like I do. And so in that case, your shower would just simply be a circle with a couple of intersecting diagonal lines through it. So that is how you do that. And then as far as putting in your doors, you notice your doors are basically 3 feet, okay? So I'll go ahead and just work on this front one right here. And what I'll do is I'm going to go back to here, and I'll go ahead and just put this on the doors layer. I'm going to draw a line here. I'm going to go ahead and start it from here and go over 5 feet. And then I'm going to go here, and that's where the center of the door is going to be. So that's going to be the center of my door. Okay, so if I want to get either side of the door, I can offset that 18 inches, which will give me the size of the door. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Offset 18. I'm going to offset that in each direction just so I've got a good indicator as far as where that's going to go. So that's where my door should wind up. Now I can go and I can insert, and I do have a door block. I do have a door block that's actually out here, door imperial. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to drop it into my drawing. I'm going to go ahead and drop it right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and rotate it in position. Looks like that. Now, this right here, I'm going to go ahead and change it because right now, a couple things. First of all, it needs to be, actually, it needs to be 36 inches. So I'm going to change it to 36 inches, first of all. And then I'm going to change its opening here to open 90. Okay, so I've got that. And so that looks pretty good. Now, the only thing I need to do is I need to move it because right now it's resting on the wrong part. So I'm going to go to here and grab it and grab this and move it right to there. All right. Now, when I do that, that is pretty much how it should be, and that is a proper door. Okay. So we are in good shape right there. So that is how we go ahead and make a door, and then we go ahead and we trim out the area in between here, there and there, and there and there. So go ahead and trim that out. Then I can get rid of that, and we are good to go. We went ahead and put in a door. So the door block is there. So I have a few blocks in the drawing to get you started. And for the double doors, you can just simply use the two blocks that I had and mirror them. So you can go ahead and do that. So there's a few things that are there. Another thing I was going to say is for your stairs, the stairs are actually going to be used to actually make this work. And so if I went back to the A walls layer, I could go ahead and make some lines here. And one thing about that is I have my lines, and if I just have a couple lines here, one of the things that you want to do is take advantage of the tools you do have in here. And one is called Express Tools, break line symbol. And so to make a break line symbol, I could go ahead and just click right through here like that, and then it asks me where I want the break, and I set it right there. Now, once I've got that, I can go ahead and modify it a little bit. I can tweak it, so it looks a little bit more like something that, I want it to look like, pull it down, and, you can just go ahead and get it to the size you want it to be, and then you can trim it, and then you could copy it. So that is the break line symbol. You could also just draw it randomly as far as that goes. And that is most of what you want there. The chimney that you see, that is basically, the tiles are all 6 by 6. One last thing is the casework is I want to just kind of go over this real quickly, make sure that we're all understanding how this works. The casework right here, you'll notice that I do have, this casework is right here, and it is not a dashed line, but you see that it is a dashed line on the drawing where you see the kitchen appliances. So when you would do that, if you want to go ahead and make that appearance, and you're going to want to, is if I have, like, for instance, a cabinet, and then I want to have a dash line on top, I can just start my line command here and draw right across there. And then I could click on that and right click and go to properties. And then I could change the line type here from something different and make it like dash, let's say, and make it dashed. And that's how you go ahead and do that. So there's a few ways to go about doing all of this right here. And so what I'm doing right here is just showing you the basics of how to do this floor plan 2 Southfield drawing. And then the rest of it, I think you guys can figure it out. There is, as far as putting your text, you got your text right here. And then what I've got right here, if I go to the multi-line text right here, I could go ahead and click on 2 points and make this down here the study, like that. And typically what you want to be capitalized. And you click outside of it, and there's that. And then you could do the same thing up here and make this a family room. Family room, like that. And that's how you do that. And that's, I think, all the elements. There might be a few other things right here, but you just got to take your time with it. I showed you the basics right here about how that would work, and that is how you would create this particular floor plan. And that is the Brennan CAD system, the Brennan method. And I'm just going to go ahead and leave that. Feel free to go over this multiple times to figure out how this works. And good luck with that. Contact me with any questions.